Nonsia aboga na foma munye na adwo makwa ba eba Mass TV so emra so se enyume nonsia akan kase bo se mu fortina se asemu kroje no yede be so mu se enyume nonsia kase bo ewo fide eso na mekasa wo share live efi studio ye wo SCC Aloma Junction and crime and this are the tonde bi afabra ye bo de ro e de amoye streaming live ewo Facebook omode na ko follow ye ewo ho wi a share link ni mo bi se ye de mu live wi enso so a kase no adwinche bi wo fa ho no fa to comment section ho efa emma ye mepem ye bekenkan e de wo shine e de amoye hwesem a e to dwanyume e bi Ghana Mampany's Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne ye kase de wapa eye flower pot interchange fufro kra no e won kra hanu ma ye de amanebo a efa ho bia ba so musanso e na ma me Semira Bawumia ono wo Ghana ye second lady abekasa ni enti o se Ghana foto aba e de ba ni kunu eye Dr. Mahmood Bawumia sanso e na Professor Jenan na Opokwa Adwuma so akasa e de fa gender equalities ho ni nyina so e wo ha e bebo kase no mu nchiremu e de amaye wie so betwa po akọ bi man so ne e koso e wa mahodo so ye ni nyina beba be so mo afen so no edi ne die e kasa kase ho ne nyina e ma ne ye eduasima miensa enti wadaroma ene ye ntina ye twa ye ho tew ye ba kase ne bechirim midin e de maami esi nkoso the encourses. Ewusia ya dasi afe kase no na poso editu dwa no emunchemu ankasani Ghana Mampany's Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne ye kase de wukopie mu ewo enkran eye sprinters kwano so edi efri eye enkran ekotema moto we hono mo wabomoden aye flower pot interchange kama ewo ho ne November boso me ne de to so du enkron yi na wonom bia no kopie mu adwumede na se mpanifo kukudam na akokopie mu ewo hono mo na adwumede no aye kra behwe yenko ne nkoro se de se ko ye emra
Ezu. How's it? Yeah, before there. We are looking at this new. And I'm a case as another so. Ezu. Kukurudu. Only man. Kukurudu.
It's an honor for me this afternoon and privilege to stand before you on behalf of the chiefs and people of the Greater Accra region to welcome His Excellency the President and all of you to this significant infrastructure at Flower Pot. Today marks a monumental achievement not only for the Greater Accra region but for Ghana as a whole, as we witness the transformation of another critical transportation here in Accra. Therefore, I wish to extend a special welcome to His Excellency the President of our Republic for taking time off his busy schedule to be with us to commission the Flower Pot interchange. Your Excellency,
Ebusia yantua ensem no so na kopie mu e maami Semira Bawumia wono ya Dr. Mahmood Bawumia hukeni na kache na sabe wakasa wo kire sem se wo pe mampeni obabedi o my Ghana so aboa na ye ha onyina ya so ano dia ende no ani Dr. Mahmood Bawumia sanse na dwumudo na omuta papa wo ne timu a je se wo de babebu o my Ghana ti Ghana fo nyina ento aba emfa emma no wo de sanse mu yi atudwa wabra na Olanche wono ani book ani din Semira Bawumia Literacy Prize Initiative ase one cry and dra and on this money boy etudra.
Full answer. He has solutions to our problems. Dr. Bawumia is a very intelligent man. He's an honest man. He works very hard and he applies himself. And this is a man bursting with ideas. And he has, he doesn't do the same thing and expect different results. Bawumia is always thinking outside the box. And I think for us as young people, that is the kind of leadership we need. We need somebody who will leapfrog Ghana's development. We need somebody who can look beyond where we are at and to say, look, we can do better and we can do it in a faster way to get to where we're going. And if you see with his digitalization drive, we're now in a position where the economy is expanding beyond where we would have, but for some of these digital platforms that have been put in place, we're creating efficiency, we're eliminating corruption. So we have a long way to go as a country, but we need the right kind of leader to help us to get there quickly, and I think Bawumia is the man for that.
Frankatuni abede trade mandis ya manyoko no Professor Jane na opoku ajimane ya yakase wode atuja wokyere sem eba ne gender equality sanase se emma ebenya debre ewo ye sports mu titru o Ghana hanom a ade a enkoyie kura enti se nyankopon ya dom na NDC ebewi ni power na se ombe ya mampenifo a ade se ombe hwe na emma etimi enya debre ewo sports mu ewo Ghana hanom se wode sansami etudwa wa bra na etonsa friends ombe guest speaker ewo Oxford Africa Women Leadership Institute ase eno de samani boy etudwa.
Forget that many of the things we are able to achieve depend on the inputs of these many seemingly ordinary women, such as our market women. We can help these women by making it easier for them to access capital and also to work in more conducive environments. Sometimes people are put off from accessing resources because they feel they don't belong to a certain world or the structure just shuts them out.
Professor Opoku Ajiman also expressed concerns about the low participation of women in various sports disciplines, calling for equal opportunities with their male counterparts. She lamented not only the underrepresentation of women, but also the neglect of certain sports disciplines altogether.
I see beautiful AstroTurfs dotted all over our country. I have nothing against it, okay? But I ask myself that question. So they are there to encourage physical activity, which is important. But is gender sensitivity a consideration? I have not seen a single girl on any of those AstroTurfs. Why is that the case? So even in the sports, we are pushing down the gender inequality. And as we look towards the future, I urge all of us to reflect on the spaces we create, to reflect whether the spaces we create are welcoming for both Amma and Kofi. How about an AstroTurf for the disabled or the differently abled people?
Onimonyam for Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa ayemrashi bedwini emadishia wonom one of them abaton person so one this afemu when they wakasa watchere sem na sente mu hwehwemu beto dwa se empenifo anase nkrofo bi abage eye emu bag chese aspire ye dia enye ye a wo mu de kwa koma secondary schools ahodo o Ghana ha se wom endi enam so ema obeka ho asem eneyi wakasa watchere se ne hu adwiri ye papa pesan se teacher unions and the conference of heads of assisted secondary schools a trinity from Charles for artists asem we ya omode beto abonten ese emu asai ena yede koma esukuu for mo secondary so mundi na so Charles for yi enye ho hwe no no akasa de ne hu adwiri ye papa no bo modin ase ekun bi o mekun bi asa emu no entimi enko kan sukufo ensam omundi na omunko yare anampo mo medi bidada no mebo mu nyina no na ne omuso ewo no mutimi ede ato abayeni.
Inquiry into this matter where students can be spoken to, where house masters, dining hall officials, the matrons, the cooks, the headmasters can be spoken to about what has transpired and what the ordeal has been. So I'm sure a lot more will come up when we have the formalized structures put in place, when this commission of inquiry begins to work. And also when our parliamentary committees begin to invite affected persons, we are sure that a lot more will come out. But it will be strange to us if there's any Ghanaian who will say that you have not heard of many reports of students complaining about the quality of food, about the hospitalization which has happened because of eating contaminated food. And that is why we insist that this medical screening ought to be done. And then also we need a commission of inquiry to delve into these matters. Not only to try to seek health remedies for those who have been affected, but also to put in place reforms, as we talked about, to improve on food safety and then the health of our students in school. It is very, very important. Elsewhere, when these scandals occur, as they occur rarely, and you will not see institutions engage in such complicity, what happens is that they immediately put in place far-reaching reforms to prevent this from occurring. Because when you look at the entire chain, you can tell that we are in big trouble. From the buffer stock company having unregistered storage facilities, being complicit, allowing their premises to be used for this criminal rebagging, all the way to FDA supposedly granting extensions.
Emrashe Bejeni Emadisha wonom ewo Amenfi Central bato empesano so aya onumonyamfo Peter Kwache aka wonom ena waye Emrashe Bejeni ewo ho nanso NDC for primary so mu yeye no eya de se ma Joanna Kujo ena wetimi edi nkunum emprempre wo gina se Emrashe Bejeni aye beto no so aba ewa fi abatu emu ni senti ayo onumonyamfo Peter Kwache aka yi ebo ne homodin senka obegina as an independent candidate na yato ne so aba na watan so akomrashe bedefie akoto ne juma pa waye so ewo ho nanso sabrey wode aba betu dwase wo hwe emmedodo ne na dodo aka aye beto aba hu hia se obetimi agina as an independent candidate bio na mmom obebo modin na ode ne support ede aba ma Joanna Kujo ya wo gina ewo NDC afemu sentu ne so aba ewo Amenfi Central abeto person no so ode ne support ebe ma ye ma mum na ometimi aboabo dwumaden na wo metimi abomodin se NDC ya Amenfi Central so betimi enya nkunimde abotwe na ma Joanna Kujo nso etimi akogina omanem ewo mrahye bedefie yantu akasia no so na yemfiri amanyonsem ne firi ne yenkyemu awonsem fufuro mu kopie mu awapue mantel no emu na kwewu na sabre ye wo na kwewu manhene anedin ede dasebre ekuammo Japan wotosu mienu ya kasei nananum ahemfo na ba ahema wonom wakwewu akomutia bom etu ne frade so sefiri na ekwetintontan wonye ohempom bi sanse eniema hodo bi wo aho a waye ne titru aba ne sikasenfem mu a omomusa esi fomenti oba ahema wo kwewu ena de sama ne bo etu dwese ye kase die
ho sese ya your friend Eugene Kwesibuade asante no sese ya de awaye no yetu no tu a yetu ni kire se wonu mpanifo ho no ama no koreka amamu a yehu a yebetu nti wa ni no kura nkire kwa uman sese wa guko man ni mu ase nkola wo kromu akromu ni mu agu ase bi nti Eugene Kwesibuade asante de onye o meyo hene no ntimi nso meyo hene biem.
On who holds the authority to install or destool a chief, Nana Addo Agyemfoa III provided clarity.
Akamfo mu amamere no ahene emu no se ohene eto a ana yetu no a ohima na efa biba na kingmakers aboa no na yede na di ade ana saa no ohima so to a eno so saa no ohene no efa na kingmakers aboa no
yantua ensam no so na arehusem anopeya esiya ewo eye efi enkran ede kotema kwantimpo no moto wonu eso ne nyina ne se eye sprinter driver ne car registration number eye GT 4867-13 saaka yi akwakonya kwinhia ewotema ne enkran moto wenu so ye kase de driver ni no abraka no enya kwinhia ekohwe ase no wonankasa de age scrampo wankebia ye kase wato nananom ewon siedu ya wo mafo hodo bi so na etika no muzuzu no ebi ehu adudu a ye kase omo yaresabia eji ayarhwe na enkomotwetwe ekoso na driver ni a wonya ne baby ekowa kwinhia mu ni mate ni a wono so etika no mu amane bo a wode tudwane ne esi ye ntia akwinhia timisi ye no sei na wode tudwa
from Godwin Saba
na we wana
yangweni ni kan mate
then the see
but o ye ba no na kanu tutuye ye me ho se na kana tufu
anya speed na o maka no kuta
me gigis kan ti ho de madwin ni ho no se madam echi ti me ho se na se kana tufu man sa na me mani so titi ni he na kanu fa na tufu ma wi
o maka no wen
mbanza wo wu na ye di haba kata ni so ho
mo free na mo kwen
ye free and me ye call La Paz
mo ba no na car no bibia ye okay
oh na bibia ye okay sa traffic bia na on train na ye san ye na ye kata se on san ye o si o ye be ko na ye ko enti ye ba no bon se ye ni tanka bi na nam le no e de ba at the same time tanka na ye le ni ba no bon se bibia tanka nya e kwan no je ba bibia ye wo no ko so wo bebre ena oko tanka ni che ni wa ba ni wa ko tanka che ni wa ba enti ni kai ba ku eko drop eko outside ena ba ku so wo we enti o yesa oko no mu ena eden etwa no ena edi fa outside na eden edi be to ho no dinamitika aha ya na lodu ya and bridge ha ya ena ye fu
na we bra
bisana ese
ebusia ye ngina sare husemi so na ye home kase no so ye ba ye de be ko obi manso Yada si abusia ya fakase no enko obi manso na Dr. Chambus wono woye AU High Representative for silencing the guns and the chairman at the AU High Level Panel on Sudan. Wakasa kire se wobeche ege African penifo nyina so mu nyina enka omuti embom na nyina yentimi ndi currency ba kwa na yentimi endi sikaba ko ni senti a wo kasa asemi enese wasi ni tichu kopie mu o ye borders ahodo no a wei etwa border na wo de sika foforo we nso etwa de sika foforo enema ahodo bi o mototo amanman ahodo so no so ni nyina eboa emma yetimi ebokaye enti se nyina ye kwadwenkro na se yetimi edi sikaba ko a ebema sika yetua ewo ye borders African countries ni borders ahodo no ye betimi reduce ye cost ahodo no a ewo ho eno so wasan so kire se ye krania ma amaya hodo so na se yenyina ye de sika ba kwa esika no mu be du se de be e ka hodo ya ye bom e wo sa na ye nyina mu no so betimi ate sa ma ne bo de tudwa e wo bra okopie mu e wo the 13th ZIGS annual lecture series e wo Namdi Azikiwe University no ewo Nigeria man emu ho eno de sama ne bo we ekotudwa se ebetimi so abona aye African countries ahodo a ewo hanum no so no eba no ye economy hu sensema ebetimi agya na so brane esan se sika ahodo bia obia woni cross edintie ema adeto ene transactions ahodo ne ye no eka etimi bemu entiye na ye adwenkro na se di sika ba kwa ebetimi aboa ma African countries obia eba na economy hu sensem sika sen hu sensem a ye mboka bebre no man no betimi enyini Yantwa ensam no so ne kopiemu ewo South Africa na MTN network a yenyina yesu bi ewo Ghana hanu se no kopiemu ewo South Africa ni branch ewo ho kire se wukọ eyo South Africa ekron kutinketi ni nkrasi a ewo ho no network nsensem ha adweye papa enti ye ka se de wonom ene eye satellite company bi ewo ho abomodia apatena wo mo ba beboa mo na wo metimi aboa na eye ekronkitwa na emunkuma a ewo eye South Africa omuntimi enya network ho ensensem ehonum no wo metimi aboa na wo metimi enya eye network na group CEO de masa eye MTN eye ne branch no wa South Africa ni din de Ralph Mupita wono ene de sama ne boy etudwa ese eye de MTN no eboa ye papa wukọ amaya hodo bia so wo bia ayisu bi ewo ho na wo mu ho no South Africa ho no no bia bi ho no a wo mutimi enya network ne papa ewo ho ne sentin ene wo ne satellite company apartner wo beboa wo metimi enya internet na wo metimi so aboa mo nkunkumankuma ewo South Africa ho no etimi enya eye network ededi omujuma mu edi. Ebusi ofa edusu edikase no ekọ enijedi ensemu. Ghana nyimtini abrantie ni din ede Ochiame Kwame sabre kase de wo de aba betudwa se honorable eye Kojala Nchemanti a wogina se yento ne so abona nso embeye eye omampeni wa Ghana hanum se ema movement for change wono epa wono Ochiame Kwame ne se nka won be ne running mate ne so hwe ne dibre enema da ne nim ene ne busua won pese wo bedi sa dibre no atun se mampeni abedu chire enye sa ebetimi ha ne busua ye papa sei ena osi chire ne se mu faye.
I have this grapevine information that Alachi Martin actually wanted it to be the running mate.
It's true.
He did?
Yes, it's true.
When was this? Which month was this?
This is
which
maybe
year?
About 3 months ago.
3 months ago?
About 3 months ago, yeah. So he reached out, and then I was in Kumasi for an event, and then he reached out when I come to Accra to come and see. So I went to see him, and then he espoused a certain 10 criteria or reasons of the person that he wants to be his vice, you know. So it was very pampering.
What were these 10 criteria?
So they wanted an educated person. They wanted someone who had done work in development, like I've done work in policy development, climate change, health. You know, they wanted someone with a strong social media presence. They wanted someone who had done work, you know, when I've been in industry, at least the music industry, for 26 years, and other factors, married, things like that.
Okay.
You know, so I thought they were really pampering, but then again, I couldn't do it.
Why?
Because my children are teenagers, and my son is 15, my daughter is 13. So if I am going to go into politics or to partisan politics, I need to have prepared them for a year. I had to look at other things like security. What if the other people begin to spread propaganda about you, false propaganda about you? They are going to your cupboard and dig out your ghost and bring them out. Girls you have hearts you have broken, things like that. Had I prepared my family well enough to deal with that? Completely no. And because of that, I didn't want to put my family in jeopardy. Plus, we have plans. We have made short, mid, and long-term plans for the family. And being a VP to a political candidate was not part of it. So as I keep telling my children to be consistent, even though they can be spontaneous sometimes, to be consistent with their strategic plan, how do I then now immediately turn around and say, hey, someone just called me to be VP, I'm going to do it, when all that I keep telling my children is to be consistent? I had to show by leadership, family first.
Ebusia ya dasia ha na brebe makwa na enyume no nsia kase boy de beso mo wafidie so na de ni nyina esie na answer na besore so na sema wudo bi etodwa kase mu ene se Ghana Mampany Excellence na na do kwakufu do neyi wapa eye flower pot interchange hu fofo kra e wa Ghana anum se mpanifo kopie mu e wa dwumedie na sesan so na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yerema mi Samira Bawumia so akasa a kire Ghana fo nyentia afia ba ye beto no wase wo moto ede mani kunu eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sanso na Professor Jenna na Opoku Agyeman so akasa se gender equality se hu hia ye papa se Ghana fo etimi to abade ma NDC na Yera John Dramani Mahama ebedin kunima obehwe na eye agudie mu nsem no manso betimi enya dibrem ewo mu yede mu ekwa ma hudo so ekofa ne ekoso ewo nso ebeso mu eni jedie so eka akasie hu ani nyina yede ebeso mu eni se da sesa woje brem ehwe ye enwumre yi ne oma me ho eye fe osiesie mitri ho ede ma me eye mainland opinions obo mainland opinions e kira kwan ewo ka so atuba akosua Japan Junction eba ne bibia fa eti ye ho se eye pony se ye weekend eye bibia conro bibia omoye ho adwuma mo sa no so ye fe omobo no so eda form na nanije semo no so ne se wonom eye home service enti bomode na fra Madam Helena na wa homa yi eso 0535 731 784 0535 731 784 wo friend na so pe home service package ni bi so a obetimi aye de momo na abo menwumre me ho aye fe me do mase papa paye midin ede ma miesi nkoso de enkoses bi da sese ogibre ehwe me nyam ya mo chna ebe shia bi da production team nyina so ase makram